Hello Aries, and welcome to your reading for the week of November 27th through December the 3rd, 2023. We are doing this reading for Aries if this is your Aries sun sign, your Aries moon, an Aries ascendant, or some other significant placement of Aries in your chart. This reading may be for you. I'm doing this week's reading from the 27th to the 3rd of December 2023. However, if you are viewing this video or the subject line caught you or something about it caught your attention and you're viewing this at a different time, then that does mean that there is a message in here for you. So definitely pay attention to what's being said. I've decided as I'm doing these weekly readings, as if they take a lot of time, so I thought, okay, let me just lay out the cards in advance and focus on the question rather than talk to you and focus at the same time. So then that way everything is pre-laid out. As usual, I use if you're not familiar with these readings, I use the cartouche cards, which are an Egyptian system, and I always use a second deck. This week I will be using the Tarot Familiars deck. Okay. If you are returning to these readings, welcome back. It's good to have you back again. I hope these readings have been enlightening to you. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. Please remember to like, subscribe, and definitely comment and let me know how this reading resonated for you. Okay, starting with the first house, we have Aries energy. You are Aries, and this is your first house here. We are doing this by astrological house. So there are 12 astrological houses, just there are 12 astrological signs. This first house has to do with Aries. So this is about you, how you present yourself to the world. What you identify with, what you assume your identity or brand is, etc. And okay, so we're starting with Osiris. So this is very strong fire energy. Osiris sometimes I associate with Aries also, but it's also typically it's associated with Sagittarius and that kind of energy. Nonetheless, there's a definite fire energy. There is a sense that you are somebody who can rely on your own judgment. So this card may sometimes come up when you are having a certain amount of self-doubt. Maybe you feel that you are not, you may be in doubt that you're making the right decisions or that you are seeing something correctly. And this is indicating that you can rely on your judgment. You do have it with the Page of Swords, or the Knave of Swords here. And this is a card that generally indicates that you need to continue to gather information about something. I mean, this card can sometimes come up when there's a feeling that there's somebody gossiping or that there's something going on in the environment that you're not seeing. I mean, maybe that applies for some of you, but the first thing jumping into my mind here is information, that you can rely on your judgment. You just might be missing certain information about a particular situation, or perhaps about how you are coming across to somebody or how you seem. So this is definitely indicating expand your awareness, get some more information about whatever it is that you might be in doubt about. The second house has to do with finances. This is Taurus energy. So it's finances. It's also about your values, about your possessions. And wow, you've got Nephthys with the 9 of Cups. So I feel like you are just about, this Nephthys indicates something that's hidden or something that has not occurred yet. So there may be something that you are waiting for financially. Maybe there's like a check or a financial opportunity or something that's coming in that hasn't quite happened yet. But you have it with the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups promises fulfillment. So to me, I feel that, and this is also, by the way, 9 of Cups is more about individual finances rather than the 10s, which tend to have more to do with a group. So this is about some individual wish fulfillment that you have. And this is a very good sign here because it promises that whatever hasn't arrived yet here is most definitely coming. Possibly in the number 9 is important here. Could be 9 days, could be 9 weeks. Not sure, but I just feel like I feel like 9 days, maybe 9 days is actually more salient. And again, just to be clear, timing is not always a thing in these decks. It just jumped in my head this time that timing is definitely important for some person. So yeah, so wait and see what happens here. But it does feel like that if you are waiting on some kind of goal or wish fulfillment or accomplishment financially, that it is coming in very soon. Third house has to do with Gemini energy. So this has to do with messages, communications. Sometimes it has to do with your siblings if you have brothers and sisters. And if you're in your own business, this can also apply to that as well. Okay, you've got the Lotus with the Strength card. So in terms of communications, this would suggest there's definitely a sense of don't worry with Lotus. Lotus could suggest that there's been either some communication or some situation that you have been feeling anxious about. And strength may indicate that you have been, this may be something that's causing a bit of a struggle for you, or you feel like you have to withhold information, or you're withholding your feelings about something, or trying to, strength is usually about the way in which we try to stop ourselves from acting with force in a certain particular situation, or becoming across too aggressive or acting too impulsively, okay? And I don't know. So this, I feel like this is the right course of action for whatever's coming in. Again, whether this has to do with your business or with a communication, because Lotus has more or less says that if there's something that's of concern right now, don't worry about it. I do feel like it may have to do with whatever's happening in the second house here. This could be financial news, especially if you're in a business, some situation that you're waiting to hear back on. And it's saying, this is definitely not to worry because things are actually going to come in. So I feel like strength here is indicating holding back on any excessive reactions. Astrologically, we have just moved out of Mars in Scorpio into Mars in Sagittarius. And Mars in Scorpio is certainly something that can bring up very deep and volatile emotions. So I feel like there's a sense that we've had to kind of hold back and be careful not to act too aggressively or too impulsively about certain things. But Mars now in Sag is basically in working with Jupiter energy. So this is the way in which we can use our energy to expand. So I feel like those opportunities are definitely coming about. It's just that they might not quite be here yet. Okay, fourth house, this is to do with Cancer energy. This is to do with your home, your family, the home you live in, sometimes with the mother. And we have Isis, which is in fact the mother card. So for some people, this may apply to their mother or may have to do with a situation with their mother. And you have it with the Hierophant. So the Hierophant has to do with tradition. Okay, it has to do with or somebody in authority, somebody who's a teacher or mentor, or somebody who represents some kind of higher level of commitment. I feel like that in connection with this, I don't know, this is a very strong familial kind of energy here, very strong traditional family energy here. So I'm not sure how that applies to you this week, but this may be something, it could be, if you're in the US watching this could have to do with the fact that we've just had Thanksgiving. Maybe there's a strong traditional and familial feeling that you're having this week. Maybe a connection with that nurturing or with that mother energy, and maybe feeling more connected to the ancestral past or to tradition here. So take it as it resonates, but there's definitely a strong traditional feeling in the home environment right now. Fifth house has to do with Leo energy, and this has to do with creativity or potentially love affairs and potentially children as well. Now we have Scarab with the Lover's card. So this says to me, for some of you, this definitely indicates literally a new relationship or new relationship possibility coming up or new choices. It could be if we are dealing with a situation with a child or with a creative project. If you are not looking for love, then this would indicate that there is definitely some shift or change or new opportunity that's coming, and you may have some choices involved here, because the Lovers, if it doesn't specifically deal with relationship, it deals with choice. So again, take it as it resonates, but definitely for some of you, there may be a new love affair in the offing. Something that you, and I also, what's coming into my mind is that if this is the case, that you need to make the decision to move ahead. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. There's definitely the sense that you have to make a choice here in order to get this moving. Sixth house has to do with Virgo energy. This has to do with your health, and also with potentially with job situations and also with anxieties. Now we have Sphinx with the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, there's something going on here. This turn of the wheel indicates there's something having to do with divine timing, something again that you're not seeing. Remember, we have Nephthys over here. So this could have to do with a job situation. It could potentially have to do with health as well, but I feel very strongly that there's this sense of we're waiting for something. You're waiting for something to happen, like you're waiting for something that is divinely timed. So whether this specifically has to do with a job, which it may or may not in this house, or whether this has to do with, just something that you've had a worry about or a concern about, I feel like this is saying, yeah, just like I'm seeing Nephthys over here. Nephthys has to do with timing, and when this is here, this indicates, well, the timing, it hasn't happened yet. The timing isn't right yet. And Sphinx also indicates there's a need to hold up. Strength indicates a need to hold up. I'm seeing a pattern here in your reading already. There's something you're holding up on because you were waiting for the right time for something to happen. So, yeah, I think with Aries, of course, you're a strong fire sign, and you are probably one of those people who likes to, when you make up your mind you're going to do something, you're going to do it. And especially with Mars and Sag, there's definitely a lot of this energy of like, okay, I need to start doing more. I need to start doing things differently. But there may be a reason to reconsider this week and to hold back. Okay, in terms of relationships, okay, now this is interesting. This is literally the message that's coming into my head when I'm looking at this. This has to do with legalized partnerships or commitments, long-term relationships, it could be a business partnership too. But for somebody, and this could be an individual message, Four of Pentacles with the Buckle of Isis indicates you are not making a move about something because you are wondering about somebody's loyalty or whether or not somebody is going to be committed or make the same kind of sacrifices that you feel that you are going to make. And you need to break out of this, okay? You need to take a risk. There's some situation here, and maybe it's this new love affair that I'm seeing over here, but there's that decision. Somebody needs to take a risk. You need to not be holding on to the past, not be staying in a safe space. It's not one of those situations where things are going to move because the other person in this situation may be doing the same exact thing. They may not want to trample on you or trample on your boundaries, and I feel like there's somebody who you're thinking probably because of the past. There's oftentimes this kind of thing comes in because we've had a past situation that has not been good, or that we feel like we've been screwed when we offered something. But this is saying that no, it's time to take a risk on something and to move out of this space. Now, if you're in a love relationship, if you're already married, if you're not, that's not something you're looking for. If this is a business thing, then nonetheless, there is still the idea that you need to move out of your comfort zone and take a risk with some kind of connection, whether it be a business partnership or some other kind of significant relationship. But that is very clear to me in the 7th house this week. Okay, 8th house, this is Scorpio energy, and this has to do with your transformations. And yeah, we've got air, so there seems to be messages coming in, messages from spirit, or just messages if you're, some people are not believers in messages from spirit, then something in your unconscious mind or your inner voice is trying to send you a message right now. There are definitely changes. There could be things happening very, very fast right now, or soon to be happening fast. And with the 7 of Pentacles as the second card, I feel like the 7 of Pentacles indicates something you've been investing in or wondering if you should continue to invest in, whether or not this is a waste of your time and energy. And this is saying that, you need to be patient. There's, again, when I see it across from this card here, it tells me, things just haven't happened yet. There's these sevens, this element of sevens here, and I even see a 7 in the center of your reading. Do I have any other sevens here? Yeah, you have Lotus here. 1 + 6 is 7. And yeah, just looking at some of these cards. Yeah, and 7 over here as well. 2 + 5 is 7. Yeah, so you've got a lot of 7s here. So 7s, it could, again, that could be a time period, 7 days, weeks, months. It could be also the sense that 7s in terms of, in tarot, indicate that you have moved beyond a struggle, you have moved beyond a certain situation, and now you are kind of energetically making decisions about moving to the end of a process. 7 of Cups would be maybe confusion about your options. 7 of Wands would be taking a defensive position. 7 of Pentacles is about looking at the seeds you've planted and seeing how far they've grown. And then you also have the 7 of Swords, which would be, trying to figure out whether you have all the information or not. So 7s are definitely about this sense of taking stock of where we are. But this indicates, listen to your intuition, listen to your guides, listen to messages that are coming in about changes, because there's some big changes that are definitely coming in here for you, and some fast changes, but they haven't, they're just about to ramp up. Everything is in this sense of like, it hasn't quite happened yet, maybe not even going to happen this week, but it's going to happen soon. Okay, so 9th house, this has to do with long distance travel. It has to do with, what else? Higher education, has to do with our, philosophies of life, our beliefs, and so forth. So again, take it as it resonates. I don't know why I'm looking at this, and for some particular person, travel is coming into mind. I think there's some kind of delay in long distance travel. I don't feel like it's you for some reason. It could be you. It could be that you're planning to take a trip that's been delayed. It could be someone else. And there's something connected to love here. So maybe there's somebody, maybe it's this new relationship here. I don't know. Somebody may be expecting somebody to take a long trip that's being delayed right now. The fact that I see it with the Two of Cups makes me definitely think that. But this is basically saying, again, don't worry about this delay. The delay, there's a whole lot in here about timing. The delay may actually be a good thing, and it seems like it's leading to somewhere good. So even though there's been a delay, or maybe there's been some concern or some worry, this is definitely where this is going. So this could be something happening in like 6 weeks or so. Because with Ankh, there's definitely, I feel like 2 + 4 is 6 there. I don't know. That 6 weeks did jump into my head. Maybe, maybe slightly less. I don't know. But there definitely seems to be this kind of movement ahead. And it definitely seems like there could be a new relationship with somebody from a long distance here. Yeah, I mean, normally I don't necessarily go out and read these cards like this, but that is most definitely jumping into my head right now. So, so take that as it resonates. If this is not something that's on the table for you at all, once again, if there's no trips on the table, if there's none of that, this could just simply be, this could be somebody you meet at school, for instance, if you're at university. This could also have to do with something that is connected to your religious beliefs or lack thereof, your philosophy of life. I don't know. There's some kind of community that may be connected to that. This may be connected to that. You could have had a shakeup in your belief system recently that's been making you rethink things. But whatever it is, may be taking you to a happier place that makes you more connected with people. That's another possibility here. But I don't know. That first one is what came through really strongly for me. So take it as it resonates. Okay, 10th house, this is Capricorn energy. And Capricorn is your job, your career, how you present yourself. Not how you present yourself, but how your reputation and your fame, how people see you. And you've got the 10 of Wands with pyramids. So yeah, you're feeling overburdened right now. There's something you need to drop. This is a test situation for you. I feel like you have taken on too much. I feel the word success comes into my mind, so I don't think it's necessarily that this has been a bad thing, but I don't know. I just feel very strongly that somebody here needs to drop something. You need to drop something for your own health's sake. You need to drop something because whatever it is you're doing that's coming in my mind is not sustainable. So this is a test of what's important here and what can you manage in the long term. So think about that with relation to your job and career, or whatever it is you're doing for work or whatever you're working towards. I feel like you're managing a whole lot of stuff right now, but you need to put something down, okay? 11th house, this is about hopes, wishes, and friendships, particularly. Now we have water with the 6 of Pentacles. So 6 of Pentacles indicates attention from somebody. It could be, this is all you traditionally the card of almsgiving or somebody offering charity. And I mean, and it could be a friend who's offering charity, or they could just be offering emotional support or some other kind of support. But it says to me that there's, that it's like either you need to turn your attention to somebody or they need to turn their attention to you, or somebody's going to do that. You have it with water. So this is definitely about a change, an ebb and a flow. Sometimes this shows up when we're reevaluating our hopes, wishes, and goals, and we decide we want to replace it with another one. It could be something else that has more of a priority for us right now. It can also just indicate movement on something, movement or action. Could be a friend who helps move things along, potentially. Again, this is just has to do with a lot of that, but there's definitely this sense of seeking friendly support, and definitely movement, or for you supporting somebody else. So see how that resonates. 12th house, this is Pisces energy, and this has to do with what's hidden, what you're not showing people. Sometimes it has to do with foreign travel, but it also can have to do with what we fear. This Pisces energy. I think the reason foreign travel often comes into the equation is because traditionally, if you were quote unquote exiled from your family and going far away, then that would be the foreign travel element. That's why it's connected to this house, because there's a sense of being separated in unfamiliar territory. And you have the Queen of Pentacles with Anubis. So yeah, there may be concerns here about security, whether it's financial security, whether it's security in a particular relationship or with a person. Queen of Pentacles has a very strong, loving, sharing, feminine energy in particular, though it doesn't necessarily have to represent a woman. And Anubis here, yeah, for some people this is going to be long distance travel of some kind. But I don't know. I feel like with these two things together, there's concerns about protecting boundaries. There's concerns about comfort and love. Like for some of you, I feel like this is a worry about whether or not perhaps even this relationship is going to be somebody who's going to provide you with that familiarity and comfort and sharing. But this is showing up in the house of fear. So this is not something that's real. This is more bringing up things from the past. Like this is you protecting yourself in some way. Now, this is very specific message. This is not just for everybody by any means. But if anybody is undergoing a hospital procedure or has to go in hospital for some reason, Anubis would indicate a successful period of hospitalization in this house. So again, that's definitely not for everybody, but if it happens to resonate, if you or somebody you know is going into hospital, then this would indicate safe anesthesia and all that kind of stuff. And Queen of Pentacles could be a specific person that you're worried about. This could be an earth sign person, or it could just be a general concern about security. But again, I'm not feeling here. I'm feeling like there's something that's waiting to happen in the right time. And once it happens, but for you definitely want to get out of your comfort zone and take a few risks. Overall, you have the twins with the 7 of Cups. So yeah, I feel like there's some confusion about a relationship here. This could be a relationship that's strictly online right now, or communications that are that way. You may worry that you're deluded about something, but there's definitely a need to find clarity on something. And I'm just feeling like that clarity is just around the corner. Like there's a situation you don't want to give up on. And then seeing it, I don't know why, like I'm looking at the relationship house over here. I just feel like and also Anubis up here, there's some reason that you are staying locked in your comfort zone about something, and what you really need to do is make that sacrifice and get out. This card feels very relevant to me right now. So yeah, so you're definitely in a position where I think the message, if there's going to be a message for this week, it's like you can believe what you're seeing. That's what I'm getting. You can believe what you're seeing. And don't worry about delays and stuff. There's a whole lot here that seems to indicate, there's something that's you don't have all the information yet. Okay, things are just around the corner. But it's coming. It's coming very soon. And I don't know. There's a lot of cards. There's a lot of pentacles in this reading, which could be about security or finances. But there's also a lot of cup and water energy, which suggests something very emotional to me. So... and there may be a need to balance the emotional with the practical here in some way. So yeah, you can believe what you're seeing this week, Aries. Whatever does not seem to be manifesting or that you're worried about, it's coming soon. So that's it for this week. I hope this reading was helpful. Definitely like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next week.